And joining us now is Charlie Ward. He played in the NBA from 1994 to 2005 after playing basketball and football in college at Florida State. He won the Heisman Trophy as a quarterback in 1993 and is the only Heisman Trophy winner to play in the NBA. He also led Florida State to win in the 1993 National Championship. And also, despite not playing college baseball, he was still drafted in the MLB draft. He is a husband and a father of 3 and is now a high school basketball coach. His biography is available, and it's called Athlete, Greatness, Grace, and the Unprecedented Life of Charlie Ward. Charlie, it's so great to have you back on Unpacking It. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. I appreciate you having me.
All right. Well, you're in the kind of toward the end of the basketball season as a first-year coach, and so how has the season been going, and what has this transition been like for you, having been coaching football previously to now get back to the basketball court?
Well, it's been that's the same, coaching high school kids, and it's been a pretty good journey. We're I think one game over 500 now. Our goal was to, show improvement over the course of the year. And there's been a lot of ups and downs, a lot of teachable moments for our team on and off the court. But I do believe that, God has definitely honored my heart, putting together a plan of action to be able to help us be successful. Hopefully the kids have learned a lot from this season. We've had some close wins, some blowout wins, some close losses and some blowout losses. And we've had, guys do well in the classroom, some not do well in the classroom. We've had great outings as a team. So it's been a lot of team bonding.
Yeah, so along with that, what are some of the core values that you like to instill in your teams, regardless of what sport you're coaching, because you've done that with football and now with basketball? What do you really lean on?
Well, there's the component of commitment, being committed to your wife and committed to the job, whatever that job may entail, and also just being accountable for your actions and being accountable to a team. All those things transcend just a sport. It goes into real life, and so those are the few things that we work on and talk about, consistently each and every day.
We're joined right now by Charlie Ward, a Heisman Trophy winner and now a high school basketball coach. And of course, Charlie, you're known for being such a great athlete and playing multiple sports. And one of the big stories recently, of course, has been Kyler Murray and his decision to pursue baseball or football and what direction to go. And of course, you had to deal with some of those similar questions. What do you make of his decision at this point in kind of the landscape of sports, and how similar is it for him versus when you went through something similar years ago?
Well, of course, his decision is a little different. But it's very similar. He has a job. He was drafted in the first round by the Oakland A's, and so he has an opportunity to play in the major leagues, or at least MLB, and so now his decision is whether he wants to pursue football, which I think he's declared for the NFL draft, which he can still pursue that opportunity. And put back baseball, on the back burner. It comes down to which sport you really want to focus on. For me, it was I wanted to focus on basketball a little bit more because I was a little bit behind in my skill development from a basketball perspective. So that's where I put the majority of my time, and I reached the top of the pinnacle as far as winning a championship, winning a Heisman. And, develop a skill to be able to do it. Use the time before the drafts to work on my basketball skills. So I spent a lot of time doing that and a little time doing football.
We're talking with Charlie Ward right now on Unpacking It. When players get to the professional level, they have to choose all right, which sport to pursue. It's so hard to do both on the highest level. But you're in the high school world and coaching boys basketball. What do you advise to parents and as far as picking one sport, and at what age should they do that? Because a lot of times parents, they want their kids to be the very best, and so in middle school they choose to just focus on one sport. How do you kind of see that from your perspective as a guy who played multiple sports for as long as he could?
Well, I was kind of, I was a multi-sport guy. One of my talents was being an athlete. So I just enjoyed doing it. That's one of the reasons why, I continued to play multiple sports as long as I could in high school and in college. But what I've learned is, coaching football, coaching basketball now, there are some guys who at a certain time need to look at this situation just like anything else. And if you're focusing on one sport, your time or the guys in front of you or behind you may be a little bit better. And I'm just a big believer that, you give yourself multiple options. Some people are gifted to play multiple sports. That's one angle or one thought process. The other one is you're in high school. Sometimes you may not be or get an opportunity to go to college to play a sport. So sometimes it's good to just have those experiences, build memories from high school. And, that's just the way life is. Everyone's not going to have an opportunity to go play college football or basketball or baseball or whatever it may be. But you can have, great experiences. And team sports definitely teach you, life lessons, which we talked about earlier. So I think there are a lot of benefits to playing sports, multiple sports, different experiences.
Absolutely. It's a great perspective from Charlie Ward, the Heisman Trophy winner at Florida State, national champion, now a high school basketball coach. And his biography is now available, and it's called Athlete, Greatness, Grace, and the Unprecedented Life of Charlie Ward. And Charlie, just looking at the title of the book, why do you think they chose the word unprecedented life? And what does that word mean to you when you hear that?
Well, of course, we all have our own story. There have been a lot of guys that have played multiple sports, high level, football and basketball, and then get drafted in the NBA after winning a Heisman Trophy. Is something that, probably won't ever happen again. There will be other guys that'll play football and baseball or play other sports, but probably won't ever have anyone. In this next generation, there will be guys who play college basketball or college football, and, they've gone in to play basketball or vice versa. More than likely, it's the other way around. There have been some guys who played college basketball who've gone to have an opportunity to play in the NFL. So, there are a lot of unprecedented things that will happen, but I'm not sure if that will.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. It's a unique story of Charlie Ward, and you can read more about his life. It's called Athlete, the book, and the title, Greatness, Grace, and the Unprecedented Life of Charlie Ward. And Charlie, I know that your faith is so important to you, and so as you look at this stage of your life, what is God really working in your life? How is he working in your life? What are some things that come to mind as far as ways you're growing and things that you're focusing on at this point?
We're always striving for being a better husband to my wife as we transition from, one place to another, helping, wanting to support her. And that's something that, I have to work towards. Also, being a great father, balancing work and being a dad, just trying to find that work-life balance, family time, and those types of things. I do some things well, but, just trying to find that great balance there, and also spending time in the Word of God is, always a tough time because you get sidetracked with other things. And so those are challenges, that I face. But I know that God has a great, plan for my life, and being able to, challenge others with the Word helps me to grow as well. And I do speaking engagements as well, which, will help encourage, those that hear me, but also it encourages me. It's a challenge, all the way around, just like anyone else. We all have things that we get busy with, but we also have to make sure that we're living a life that God, is pleased with and pleasing Him with everything we do.
Amen. Amen. So along the same lines as the encouragement and challenge that you want to be to other people, when you do speak and when you do share, what are some of the messages that you're most passionate about sharing and speaking on, and the things that are maybe just most heavy on your heart that you want people to know and to hear?
I talk a lot about being patient, persevering through tough times, being patient, waiting on, God to provide, whatever it is that you may be going through, persevering through the tough times. Everything is part of God's plan, and being prepared, that's waiting out there for you. A lot of times we're not prepared for opportunities before they come, and when they do come, we miss them. But that doesn't mean you can't, get another opportunity. But you just have to understand and know that, whatever God has for you, He'll prepare you for. And also just, persevering through, tough situations, which we all have. There's no one exempt from that. Even Jesus went through tough situations. And so He persevered to the end, knowing that, what He was doing was better for everyone. What we're going through is going to help not just yourself, but it may help someone else. The way you handle a situation doesn't mean that it's not going to be tough at the time, but we just have to handle it a certain way, and understand and know that that's part of God's plan for our life and part of our story. All those things happen, and a lot of times, we want things right now. But sometimes it takes, a year, 2 or 3 years, or even more, waiting for, our breakthrough. But what are we going to do in the meantime while we wait? Are we going to sit back and pout, complain, or are we going to do the little things that God has called us to do to help others, work towards? We just have to be, patient and wait until, our goals, the big goals are realized.
Man, no, it's hard to wait, but there is such value in waiting, and sometimes it takes looking back and realizing all that God did during the waiting period, for sure. Charlie Ward, our guest, and the last thought that I wanted to ask you about, I saw you post on Twitter, and now we're over a month into 2019, but you posted about vision and taking a look at the year and really, just considering what your personal vision is for the year. What does vision mean to you, and why do you think it's so valuable for us to incorporate just having a vision into our life?
Well, I mean, if you really want to just break it down, I mean, everyone that has vision, that can see, things are a little bit clearer. Those who lack vision, like I wear glasses now. Back in time, 2020, but as I've gotten older, my eyes, for whatever reason, playing tricks on me, is blurry. I have to put, prescription. It's something that, everyone will need to have, because when you have vision, regardless if you have 20/20 or you have visually impaired, you need some assistance. It makes things a little bit clearer, and gives you a path to be able to go down. You don't have a place to be able to trail or blaze through. to the end, you'll start getting sidetracked with a lot of other different things that may not be what God has called you to do. There's a map out there, and if you just get in a car and you say, I'm going to Wyoming, and you just start riding, you're gonna get lost. And so that's why we put, address wherever we're going. We put the address in the GPS. Having vision, especially from a spiritual standpoint. What is it that God has called us to do? And then sometimes to change when it's all said and done. Hopefully your vision is to glorify God with whatever you do.
Amen. Amen. Well, let's end it right there. What a perfect way to finish up our conversation with Charlie Ward, and really appreciate your heart and your insight and your wisdom, and appreciate you being willing to share that with us here on Unpacking It today. And encourage everybody to check out his biography. It's called Athlete, Greatness, Grace, and the Unprecedented Life of Charlie Ward. Charlie, thanks so much for being with us today.
Thanks, Bryce. You have a great day.
All right. You too. There's Charlie Ward. Join